Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am so excited to be here with you once again to share the word of the Lord. If you have not already, I need you to help me to evangelize. I need you to help me by tagging at least 10 people and sharing this on your page. Why am I asking you to do that? Because I need to let the world know that Satan is defeated again. Can y'all just go ahead? Let's just go ahead and jump in hot. Let's jump in hot. Satan is already defeated. He is defeated again. Again. He is a defeated foe. Satan, take your rightful place under my feet. Listen, I'm excited about the word of the Lord on tonight. This is actually, what is this? Part 3. This is part 3, and I am excited to share that tonight. I want you to just jump. I'm going to jump right in with this word. I'm looking at my notes because I got the iPad, I got my phone, I got notes in both of them, trying to decide which direction I want to go. But I want to jump right in and just share with you something that the Lord revealed to me today during my studies. I was thinking about, still meditating on Joshua, still thinking about Rahab. And I was like, you know what? I said, it's something about Rahab. And I said, there's something, I understand this Joshua. I'm getting him now. I was like, Lord, the light bulb has finally went off. And so I began to look at, and I was thinking, because y'all know whenever I study the Bible, I go down the rabbit hole. I want to know the why. I want to know the history. I want to know what was these people thinking about? What was those people? I want to know everything about it. That's what you call dissecting scriptures. So I went down the rabbit hole and I wanted to know, well, God, why did you choose Canaan to be the promised land? Y'all ever just think about stuff like, okay, because we done read the story, we know they gonna march around the wall, all gonna fall. But have you ever wondered, why did he pick that particular area? Why did he pick? Because you know everything that God, and this is why I want you all to grasp this and think about it when it comes to your own life. Watch this, Prophetess Truesdale. Whatever God is allowing, whatever he's doing is so strategic. He's not just doing it to be doing it. He didn't call you to be who you are just to be calling you. Because he could have called anybody, but he had picked you. Okay, listen, y'all, this is about to get good tonight. So I said, well, Lord, why did you pick Canaan out of all the places? Why did you? And y'all, when I went down this rabbit hole, this thing got real good to me. Good. I don't even know if I even spoke to everybody. Good evening. I see y'all over there on YouTube. Hey, Crystal. She upstairs. Hey, Crystal. Everything that God does, he does it for, or it's purposeful. You being here in the earth today on, what is this? The 3rd day of the 2nd month in the year 2026. It's a reason. You're not just here. Watch this. So I wanted to know, why did God choose Canaan as the promised land? Do y'all know? He had picked Canaan because Canaan, where it was located, it sat right in the middle. It sat right in the heart. It sat right around. It was in the middle, but listen to this, of Africa, Asia, and Europe. It sat right in the middle. And he wanted this area, watch this, he wanted this area to be known for his holiness, y'all. He wanted this area to be known for his holiness. Said, I'm going to make my name great there. And from that point, it's going to go all over the world. He said, I made a promise to Abraham. So, yeah. He said, this has to do with the promise that I made to Abraham, daughter. He said, it's not just, I said, oh, well, Moses, I'm going to let you go. Then Moses, you're going to die. You can maybe cross over because you're going to get mad at the rock. And you ain't going to do it the way I said. And yeah, you're going to pick Joshua. But everything that he did was so strategic. No matter, watch this, y'all. No matter how long it takes God, he still got a purpose in it. These same people that wandered in the wilderness said, but you're still going to end up in Canaan. Because I need that to be the hub. I need that to be the central location. And from that location, I'm going to be known as God throughout the whole world. Okay, y'all. Says he wanted that to be this. It was because of its location. And he wanted that to be the place because he wanted to be the ancient God there. Watch this. Then he said, I made a promise to Abraham. Watch this. That I was going to send him. He made that promise to Abraham. A land flowing with milk and honey. Here we are all the way down the road and y'all just now getting there. God said, I didn't change my mind. Woo, can I help y'all tonight? Whatever God spoke to you, he said, I did not change my mind, no matter how long it take you to get up, to get there. No matter how long it take you to keep starting over again, my purposes and my plans, they gonna prevail. Y'all, I feel like have y'all tagged at least 10 people? I don't see my little share icon. I need you to share it on your page. I need you to tag at least 10 people because it's about to get real good. Watch this. Then he chose the place, watch this, Canaan. When he got to Canaan, this is about to bless y'all. The reason why those Israelites, the Canaanites got afraid of the Israelites was because, remember, listen, because they heard about the God. The Canaanites got afraid of the Israelites because they heard about the Israelites' God. But wait a minute, Canaan. Don't y'all serve Baal? Ooh, y'all, this is about to get good tonight. But the Canaanites were known for serving Baal. The Canaanites were known for serving all kinds of gods, doing whatever they want to do. And God said, I don't care. Right there is where I'm going, and my name gonna be made great. At that name, every knee gonna bow. He said, my name gonna be made great right there in Canaan. Watch this, y'all. Y'all got Canaan. Everybody know Canaan, right? So we know what Canaan is. Watch this. 2 years after this, y'all remember Elijah on Mount Carmel. Y'all, this is about to get good. I'm gonna show you how deep this thing run. So y'all remember Elijah on Mount Carmel, where he had to showdown with the prophets. He said, y'all got they called down fire, called down water. Elijah laughing. Y'all remember the story, right? You say, I'm with you, Dr. 3. I'm with you, Dr. 3. I'm with you. Listen, so this, watch this. Mount Carmel is in Canaan. Y'all, oh my God, this got so good to me. So Mount Carmel is in Canaan, and 500 years after the Israelites got to the promised land, I'm still dealing with Baal. Do y'all see this? He says, okay, so now we got Elijah showdown on Mount Carmel, and God showed himself to be God once again. Y'all, it's still not done. Can I help you? Because y'all know when I tell y'all I love the word of God, this right here is just like the icing on the cake for me. So then we get down. So we Joshua got over there. The Canaanites got scared because the Israelites, and they were scared of their God. But somehow in the mix, Baal still was being worshipped. So Elijah come. Mount Carmel, still in Canaan, showdown on Mount Carmel with the prophets. God come down, show himself to be strong again. What's still not done? Y'all watch this. Y'all remember Jesus with the Samaritan woman? Y'all, Jesus dealing with the same thing. And we tell the story, because I preached this many times. We tell the story about the Samaritan woman, and she met Jesus at the well, and then she went and told him, come see a man who told me all my issues. But the whole conversation that they were having, watch this, was not about her having all these husbands. That was not the central focus of the conversation. The conversation was about worship, and y'all still worship Baal. Y'all, Jesus all the way down here still dealing with this issue of Baal. Do y'all hear this tonight? So I wanted to point that out because I wanted to show you, watch this, how Canaan, this central location, what Jesus said, what God said, this is going to be the hub. From this spot right here, my name going to be made great. I don't care how long it takes. My name going to be made great from this point right here, Canaan. That is why I said it's the promise. Y'all, when you read the Bible, read the Bible. Listen. So from last night, so that was one of the things. That's point one. But from last night, we talked about, we got into Rahab. And all night after the teaching, I was still thinking about Rahab. It's something about her. I got to deal with it. I got to back up. And it led, and so when in my backing up, it led me all the way back to Joshua 2. Joshua 2. Watch this. But what I realized that was before they could enter the promised land. Remember everything they were doing, all the circumcision, all the Passover, after they crossed over the Jordan. Things had to happen before y'all could possess the promised land. Things had to happen before them walls could fall. Did y'all hear him tonight? Things had to happen before those walls could fall. Watch this. Before they could enter the promised land, two things had to take place. Watch this. Well, two things I want to talk about tonight that had to take place. One, the land, y'all watch this. The land had to be scouted out before we possess it. Woo. Drop this in the chat. I got to do my homework first. Y'all, I got to do my homework first. Could it be you pursuing something, you going after something you have not studied? Even though God, can I help y'all tonight? Even though God gave you a plan, have you done the homework? Who am I talking to? God gave you a ministry. God gave you a vision. God gave you all, but have you done the homework? Have you studied that thing out? You can't just go up in there willy-nilly. Well, God called me to preach. I'm just going to start a church. But what do you know about starting a church, Dr. 3? What do you know about having a 501c3? What do you know about having a board? What do you know about a vision statement? What do you know about a mission statement? Have you done your homework? Do you know what it takes to run that business? And I'm not talking about Google. I'm talking about, have you done the work? Some of the work is fasting. Watch this. Some of the work is fasting. Some of the work is praying. Some of it is studying that thing. Getting a strategy, getting a system, getting protocols in place. Have you done the homework? Because it's going to take it's going to take, yes, God told me, but what else? Ooh, Jesus. I'm walking heavy already. Listen, Joshua, watch this. Joshua went in with God and a plan. Drop that in the chat. God and a plan. God and a plan. God and a plan. You don't just willy-nilly just go on. I'm just going to do it. You ain't studied it. You ain't took your note. You ain't wrote it down. You ain't prayed over it. Listen, when I write stuff down, I lay it out. Normally, I lay it out on my desk or on my bed, and I say, now, God, breathe on it. Breathe on the plan. God, because if your glory doesn't go, I don't want to go. If you ain't in this, I don't want to do it. Have you laid out the plan? Have you prayed and fasted and said, Holy Spirit, you said you would teach me, lead me, guide me. I need you to download witty inventions to show me how to get this thing done that God has called me to do. Why? Because I can't do it by myself. Watch this. Joshua went in with God and a plan. His plan was God ordained, not out of his emotions. A lot of times we have a plan to do something. It's all about how you feel. Oh, I networked with them. I talked to them. I went to a class. I got on YouTube. I was part of this and I was part of that. But how God breathed on, listen here, what he told you to do. Or are you just doing it because you saw somebody else doing it? It looked easy to me. It looked great to me. So I'm just gonna go and try it too. But guess what? Can I tell y'all something tonight? God told me to tell you I don't need no copycats in the kingdom. I need originals. Whew. Watch this. Says Joshua had a plan. Watch this. He had a word from God and from his leader. He had a word from God from his leader Moses. Watch this. But then he sent spies making his plan. He sent spies, 2 of them, to go spy out the land. Have you done your homework? Watch this. And because he was following the instructions of God and not himself, even the spies were cut. Watch this. Because he was doing the work, listen, even the spies, which was part of his plan, was covered by God. When I have prayed over the plan, it is covered. Do y'all hear me tonight? Could it be what you trying to possess? You ain't prayed over it. Could it be what you're trying to possess? You ain't got no plan. All you got is a God told me. Okay, well, if God told you, to whom he give vision, he give provision. Once God give you something to do, your assignment after he speak it, go pray over it. Go fast over it. Seek him for direction. Seek him for clarity. Seek him. Watch this. Seek him for who he gonna send to help you with the plan. And watch. Oh, I hear you, Holy Spirit. And everybody that he's sending, watch this here, to help you with the plan may not be into the fulfillment of the plan. They may be there just to help you on parts of the plan. Not gonna be there to the okay. I'm gonna stay right here. Watch this. It says, Joshua, watch this, and because he followed the instructions of God and not himself, even the spies that he sent into a dangerous place were covered by God. Your plan is covered, even when danger is all around. Your plan is okay. Your plan is covered. Watch this. Even when everybody else saying it ain't gonna work. Your plan is covered. Watch this. Even when everybody said she's just a woman. Who gonna follow her? Watch it. Your plan is covered. Even when you saying you talking about, well, I don't think I got enough money to even start. Your plan. Okay. Watch this. Joshua, listen to this, was doing what he was taught to do. Woo. Remember, watch this. Remember, Joshua was under Moses. Remember, watch this. Y'all just gonna bless y'all tonight. Joshua sat under Moses and he paid attention. It's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a hurtful thing. It's a hurtful thing as a leader when you have people to sit under you and you know they ain't paying you no attention. You trying to show them. You're doing it by example. You walking it out. You like Ezekiel. I'm going to live it out for them. I'm going to let them see. And you know they ain't paying you no attention. And you looking like, you do know you're going to do this same thing. You do know you got to walk in these shoes. You might want to pay some attention. Who? And let me give you another example. That's like you raise your children. You live the life before them and you hoping they pay attention. Because one day mama going to be gone. And you're going to have to live this thing called life by yourself. Who am I talking to? Can y'all just drop this in the chat? Pay attention. What did the Lord say last night? Your eyes need to stay open. Watch it. It says, Joshua was one of the 12 spies. Remember this? In Numbers 13. Joshua was one of the 12 spies sent to Moses to scout Canaan before. Woo! Moses. Think about this. Joshua sitting under Moses. Moses says to Joshua, I'm going to send you and 12 people. I want you to go out there. I want you to look at that land and come back and report to me everything that you see. So Joshua was already familiar with y'all. Joshua was already familiar with Canaan. Joshua was one to remember him and Caleb came back, and they was the only two that gave the report of the Lord. Everybody else, no, them people over there, them giants over there, we can't go there. They said, we can take this land. So Joshua already knew. Joshua had already been this way before, Erica. Joshua had already, what is God saying tonight? What you dealing with, I already brought you through it before. Can you trust me again on a bigger scale? Can you trust me again on a bigger scale? Can you trust me now in 2026? Watch this. Because if you don't pay attention when you got $500, I surely can't give you $5,000. If I can't trust you with the vision, woo, Jesus, I love you tonight. If I can't trust you with a $500 vision, how in the world do you expect me to give you a $5,000 vision? If I can't trust you with a $5,000 vision, how in the world do you expect me to give you $1 million vision? Whew. Joshua, this is good to me. He paid attention to everything that Moses was doing. And when that torch got passed to Joshua, he said, I'm about to send y'all back. Go make sure that land's still good. Woo! Go over there and spy it out for me. Watch this. And so what happened? Watch this. So you got to do your homework. That's the first thing. Watch this. the mission that he sent them on. Listen. So you got to remember when Joshua was sent, I'm going to give you this right here. This is good. When Joshua was sent by Moses to go spy out the land, he was 40 years old. I'm going to put a pin right there. I can't do it, honey. When Joshua went with them 12, he was 40. Now Joshua is 70. All the commentaries say he's between 70 and 85 years old. About to go step over into y'all. So you don't have no excuse. Watch this. Says Joshua was chosen by Moses to be among the 12 leaders sent to go scout out the promised land. And he was 40 years old. It says the initial experience as a spy. Watch this. This experience that he had with Moses as a spy influenced his later decision. What are you doing now that's going to influence your decision later? If you can't pay attention now, watch this, because your turn. Can y'all drop this in the chat? My time is coming. Will I be ready? Who is this for? Your time is coming. Will you be ready? And this is what I keep telling people. I say, if we have church on Sunday and everybody that's supposed to show up at the same time, we got about 20 extra chairs. So what that's really saying is we only have room for 20 people. That don't make sense to me. Not when I'm praying, God send the laborers, God send the harvest, God fill the church. Well, he said, when you tell him, you really saying send you 20, because that's all you got room for. Woo. So this is why Dr. Three Mind can't be on, oh, we got a building, yay. Now I'm looking for another building, been looking. Because when he send it, will you be ready? Can you handle it when he send it to you? Because you're not going to be ready if you have not planned for it. Do y'all hear this? If you're not planning for, write the vision, make it plain. Well, have you planned for the vision? Okay, y'all, okay, so that's point one that they had to do before those walls come down. Here's point two. They had to break down the walls. Watch this. They had to break down the walls. Don't think it's strange that there would be obstacles. I meant they had to break down obstacles before they could break down the walls. That's what I meant to say. Don't think it's strange that there would be obstacles in your way, even after God has given you the go ahead. Ooh. Even after God say, go forth. Even after God say, all clear. Even after God say, ascend. Even after God say, all signs say, go. Green light, go now. Don't you think that there won't be obstacles? They had to overcome these obstacles before they could take possession of their possession. Drop that in the chat. Let me see how I want to say this. I got to overcome these obstacles before I can possess my possession. Before I can kick down this wall. Before I can kick down this fortress. Before I can bust down the door. Before I can get through what's been holding me back. I got to deal. There will be obstacles and I got to deal with them. Watch this. Jericho was a prominent and ancient city located in the land of Canaan. And it was known for being heavily fortified. They had security. Watch this. They had security. So you just wasn't going willy-nilly just go busting up in there. There were obstacles. Not only were there obstacles, watch this, even when they sent the spies to spy out the land, the people knew what you doing here. Ooh, Jesus. So they just wasn't going there. Everybody said, y'all come on in and spy out our land. It's all right. Y'all come up. How sometimes we think because God said you anointed, you appointed. I was in the line and I fell out and all this. Okay, but now that all that's over with, you got to go possess the land. Do you honestly think Satan gonna say, well, you come, go on, take the nation. Go on, take all the people. Go on, get everything. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I took that from you. You can have it back now. Watch this. They had to get, listen, once they got there, they were spying out the land. Watch this. People found out they were spies. I don't know how they knew, but they knew they here. And they were looking for them. Watch this. Joshua 2, and I'm gonna try to read through this as quick as I can. But if I don't get through it all, Joshua 2, verses 2 through 24. It says, then Joshua, son of Nun, secretly sent 2 spies from Shittim. Go look over the land, he said, especially Jericho. Make sure you pay attention to Jericho. Watch this. So they went and they entered they went and y'all. So they went in the house of a prostitute. Why ain't go there? I'm gonna tell you later. They went in the house of a prostitute named Rahab, and they stayed there. Don't despise the help God may send you. Woo! I just said something. Some of y'all snoring up your nose at your help. Some of y'all looking at they can't help me. They went to the house of a prostitute. Watch his name, Rahab. Verse 2. The king of Jericho was told that they were there. They said, look, some of the Israelites have come here tonight to spy out our land. So the king of Jericho sent the message to Rahab. He sent her a message. Her and the king tight. Old Testament. I told you, y'all better, boy, listen. Her and the king tight. He sent a message. He said, bring out the men who came to you and entered your house, because they have come to spy out our whole land. But Rahab, watch this. But the woman had taken them 2 men and hidden them. She said, yes, the men came to me, but I did not know where they came from. At dusk, when it was time to close the city gate, they left. I don't know where they went. I'm paraphrasing so I can get through this, y'all. Let me see. It says, go after them quickly. You may catch up with them. Verse 6. But she had taken them up to the roof and hidden them under the stalks of flax she had laid out on the roof. Verse 7. So the men set out in pursuit of the spies on the road that leads to the fords of the Jordan. They back into the Jordan, y'all. Watch this. And as soon as the pursuers had gone out, the gate was shut. Before the spies lay down for the night, she went up to the roof and said to them, I know the Lord has given you this land. How do you know that, Rahab? Y'all worship Baal. Do y'all? Don't play with God. The prostitute said, when we did outreach, y'all seen this in action. Don't look down on people just because of the situation they in. Listen, says, she told them, she said, before they lay down at night, she said, verse 9, I know that the Lord has given you this land, and that great fear of you has fallen on us, so that all who live in the country are melting in fear. Watch this. Because of y'all. We know about y'all. And we know, she said, we know about you and we know about your God. Do y'all hear this tonight? She said, we worship Baal, but we know about your God. Listen, says, we have heard about what verse 10. We have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what he did with the 2 kings of the Amorites east of the Jordan, who you completely destroyed. Verse 11. When we heard of it, our hearts melted in fear. Everyone's courage fell because of y'all. For the Lord your God is God in heaven above and on the earth below. Huh? Right? What you know about God? Listen to this. It says, she says, watch this. Now then, please swear to me by the Lord that you will show kindness to my family because I have shown kindness to you. Give me a sign. Verse 13. That you will spare the lives of my father and my mother, my brothers, my sisters, all my people. And that you will save us from death. Watch this verse. Because you know death coming. She already told her, I already know y'all about to take this land. How she know that? Divine intervention. Watch it. She said, our lives. Okay, let me see. Sign verse 13. Spare my family. Okay, verse 14. Our lives for your lives, the men assured her. If you don't tell what we are doing, we will treat you kindly and faithfully when the Lord gives us this land. Verse 15. So she let them down by a rope through the window, for the house she lived in was part of the city wall. Verse 16. She said to them, go to the hill so that the pursuers will not find you there. Hide yourself there for 3 days until they return, and then go on your way. Now the men had said to her, this oath you made us swear will not be binding on us, unless when we enter the land you have tied the scarlet cord. Listen to her instructions. Tie this scarlet cord on your window through which you let us down, and unless you have brought your father, your mother, your brother, your sisters in your house, if any of them go outside your house into the street, their blood will be on their heads. We will not be responsible. As for those who are in your house, Rahab, listen to this. As for those who are in your house with you, their blood will be on our head if our hand is even laid on it. Do y'all hear this? They're telling her, okay, because you hid us, you helping us to get to escape by divine intervention. Rahab telling them, I know we worship Baal here. Everybody, we live treacherous here, but I know your God is the God in heaven and the God on. Do y'all? How do you know this, Rahab? We done heard about what your God did for y'all, so we already scared. So I'm gonna tell you, because I did y'all one day, I ain't let him find y'all. The king, that's my boy. He know me. He came and asked me, was y'all here? I told him, no, ain't hid y'all. Tell y'all where to go, how long to stay there, and when to get up and when to go back. But I want to know, Rahab asking them, when y'all come and take the city, don't kill me and my family. The men tell her, okay, the only way we won't kill you, you're going to take a scarlet, that means a red rope, and hang it out this same window. It got to be this window. And that's how we going to know not to kill you. Do y'all hear this? And he said, but if any of your family is outside that door, it ain't on us, it's on you. So your best bet is to have all of them in the house with you and throw that rope outside the window, so we'll know when we see, y'all watch this, when we see the scarlet cord, death won't come to your house. Do not despise the help God about to send you before you possess your possession. Stop stirring up your nose at people because you think they less than you. You don't know the form, the shape. You don't know. You do not know when you entertaining angels. That's the Bible. You don't know. God will send you help in mysterious ways. You're trying to figure out, well, why they trying to help me? And some of us want to say we so deep. And no, you just suspicious of everybody. That's a spirit. It ain't no spirit of discernment. Everybody ain't out to get you. That's a narcissist spirit. Everybody ain't out to get you. Everybody ain't trying to get over on you. Some people God's sitting to help you, and we run them off because we think, what? Why? Watch this. So because she showed them kindness, she saved their entire family. But let's back this up. Because Joshua, what did we say in the beginning? Because Joshua was following the plan of God, even his plan was covered by God. His spies were covered by God. So when they went over there, even on the king, when they got him, they were going to kill him. They escaped death because of a prostitute. Why are you stirring up your nose at them? That's why I love doing outreach. They see me hug people. I don't care how dirty you are. They was like, no, don't touch me. No, give me a hug. What you doing? Because y'all know I'm loud and I'm from the ghetto. I just love people. Because I look at the first thing I say, God, these your people. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Ain't no sickness gonna come upon me. That's why we started out doing sold out in the hotels and COVID. Everybody else had on masks but me. I ain't have on no mask. Because I believe that God, if you call me to do this thing, you're gonna protect me. Do not despise the help. Thank you, Kenitra. Prophetess Truth there. Do not despise the help God is sending you. Put that in the chat. Divine helpers are on the way to assist you. Do not despise the help God is sending you. Watch this. Says, watch this. Rahab's house, listen to this. She was known as a harlot. Why did they pick Rahab's house? Watch this. The harlot's house was a good place to stay. Ooh, listen here. It was a good place to stay if you wanted to be anonymous. You didn't want to stand out. You didn't want people to know who you were. That was a good place to go. They didn't want no lights, camera, action. Ooh, look at me. I came to spy out the land. They weren't looking for no platform. They needed to fit in. They needed to fit in, so let's just go to the prostitute's house. Everybody welcome them. Everybody welcome them. I ain't gonna make no scene, but somebody said, nah, you might not. Ooh, Jesus, help me, Holy Ghost. When the anointing of God is on your life, can I stay right there for a minute? When the anointing of God is on your life, you ain't gonna fit in anyway. But in God's divine plan, he said, I need to send these two spies over in Canaan, but I ain't just gonna send them to Canaan. I'm gonna send them to the prostitute's house. Why? Because I got a plan and a purpose for the prostitute too. I need to save her family. So I'm gonna send them to her, and she gonna help them. Then I'm gonna help her, and everybody gonna be saved. God is so strategic. He said, you're gonna help them spies, and I'm gonna help you. And your whole family about to be saved. Who got y'all? Okay, so this is why they went to Rahab's house. Yes, she was a prostitute, but it was a good place to be. Because there I can fit in. Watch this. It says they could stay anonymous and remain hidden despite the strict guard set over the city of Jericho. Watch what Rahab did. Rahab put her own life on the line for them. Wait a minute. Rahab, what made you do that? What? Because y'all don't know, it was just two men. All you had to do was tell the king, yeah, they up there. Go and kill him. But something told Rahab, watch this, that God that them boys serve, he is God. Woo, that bell that you serve, that ain't nothing. Who can stand against our God? So Rahab knew something about these two boys and this God that they serve. I ain't playing with it. Could it be, watch this, that your help, see God on your life, and they just want to help you to do the kingdom work, but you too busy with what? I ain't going over there because their house dirty. I ain't going over there because look how they look. I ain't going over there. Stirring up your nose, overthinking stuff. When God say, go to the prostitute's house, I ain't going over there. Why would I be over there? I'm a prophetess. I'm a bishop. I'm a pastor. Why would I go over there? No, go over there. Go out in the streets. Go to the dirty people. Because right there is where I'm about to bless you. Y'all, okay. I'm going to stay right here. Says she put her own life on the line for them boys. Watch this. When Rahab hid the spies, she sided with Israel. It wasn't just her putting them away. Watch this. It wasn't just her hiding them. She was accepting their God. This is how deep this thing go. It wasn't matter. I'll just go on over there. No, she accepted their God. I'm siding with Israel now. Even though I live over here in Canaan. Even though I'm a Canaanite, I'm siding with the Israelites now. Whose side you gonna be? Okay. Y'all, listen. Watch this. Then they tell her that this is about to get good. And this is about to get good, and I'm about to get off here. Watch this here. The scarlet cord. So scarlet is, I'm looking around the room, I don't have nothing that color. Scarlet is a deep, deep red. Remind your blood. Drop this in the chat. Power in the cord. Power in the cord. Power in the cord. Y'all. Power in the cord. This is good to me. Power in the cord. Watch this. They tell her, so take a cord. This scarlet, they were specific. Take a scarlet red cord and hang it out the window. And it got to be the same window that we went out. Not just any window. Why did they say that? So we'll know it's you. Because sometimes sometimes watch this, we talk too much. And the reason why they told her a specific window, a specific color, because the window we went out of was out of your house, Rahab. So if we see it in anybody else's window, it ain't gonna matter. It ain't gonna matter to us. So to make sure that you don't go running your mouth, it got to be hung out of your window. Don't play with us. Ooh, watch this. The scarlet red cord. Listen, the cord. Watch this. It symbolizes faith and obedience. The cord represented Rahab's faith in God, in the God of Israel, and her obedience to his word, even as a Gentile. I don't know nothing about y'all God. I've heard about y'all God. But if y'all saying, I'm having faith in the promise that y'all making to me, I'm having faith in the same God that I heard about, part of the Red Sea for y'all. I don't know nothing about it. Do y'all hear this tonight? It stood for protection. It served as a visible sign of protection. Watch this. Just like, can I take y'all back? Well, let me see. Okay, now I'm gonna come back to that protection. I'm gonna come back to that protection. Hold a pen there. Watch this. It also meant inclusion. It also meant inclusion. It says it included her in God's grace. It included her as God showing grace to her, even though you're a prostitute. Who am I talking to tonight? God's grace to her. I don't care that you're a prostitute. I don't care what you've done. I don't care how many men been through your house. I don't care about none of that. I'm about to extend grace to you because you extended grace to the people I sent. Who? Some people blessed just because you. Some people are really blessed just because you're there. Some of them jobs we work on, they blessed because we're there. Leave them and watch what happens. Y'all listen. Now I'm going to come back to this. Let me see. Protection and redemption. Protection and redemption. Watch this. It was a symbol of protection because it served as a visible sign. Watch this. As a protection, but it was the same sign. Watch this, y'all. Listen. The blood. The blood. Watch this. It symbolizes redemption. Watch this. In Exodus 12, y'all, this right here, I'm gonna close with this. In Exodus 12, y'all remember, put the blood on your doorposts, Israelites. And when I see it, death gonna pass over you. Here it is again. Rahab, hang the red cord out your window. Dog, hang the red cord out your window. When we see this cord, death about to pass over you. Rahab, God about to do for you. Oh, Jesus. God about to do for you what he did for us. And now you about to be part of the family. Do y'all hear this tonight? When you see the blood, drop that in the chat. When you see the blood, pass over. So what is God telling us on tonight? And I'm done. Many of you have already sold, but I'm gonna put it up here. There you go. Watch this. What is God saying tonight? Before you can possess your possessions, before you can take hold of everything God has for you, you got to understand that you must have a plan. You got a word. How you going to execute it? Woo, Jesus. God has spoke something in your spirit. How you going to execute that thing? Where's your plan? Where's it written out on paper? Have you prayed over it? Have you fasted over it? Have you asked God to breathe on that plan? Because, can I tell y'all something? Because if he ain't breathed on it, it ain't going to work. God. Everything God tells you to do, you got to have a plan. It got to be written out. It got to be written out. You got to be written out. You got to be written out. He says, where's your plan? Second thing he said, watch this. Don't get afraid of the obstacles because there will be obstacles on your way to possess your possession. He said, they don't just keep going. Who is this for? Despite the obstacles, you keep going. Despite the roadblocks, you keep going. Despite what's happening, you keep going. Because the plan going to be protected. Because the plan is going to be protected. Joshua sent out those spies based on what he already knew to do because he paid attention to his leader, Moses. He said, I was once a spy. And I went over and I spied out this land. So I already know that Canaan is good. But just to be sure, because now God didn't. And see, when you think about it, watch this here. Watch this here. And I knew I said I was getting off here. Watch this. Joshua could have just went with the fact that I already seen it before. Who am I talking to? Joshua could have went with the fact that I already seen this land before. Because I remember 40 years ago. He's 40, so he's about 70 now. So I remember 30 years ago when I came over here. 30 years ago? Really? But how many people you know that would just went right on with that? Well, yeah, because I done been over there before, child. Let's just go on over there. No, but baby, times done changed. You need to go. Just because you done it before and it worked, don't mean you're doing it the same way gonna work again. Watch it. Okay, this is another thing I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna get off of y'all, but I've been in my word all day today. We on day 2 of this fast, and I'm getting it in over here. Listen, Moses sent 12. Joshua sent 2. Ooh. Say that one more time. Moses sent 12 spies. Joshua sent 2. When he sent them 12, that's why you had all that confusion coming back. You only had 2. Watch this. You only had 2 to give the report of the Lord. Everybody else was all in their feelings. Everybody else had their own. Well, that's why how they were big over there. I don't know about that. Moses sent 12. Joshua sent 2. Sometimes you can have too many people in your. Yeah, I'm ready to go. If you want to sow, the information is on the bottom of the screen. Y'all know the drill. You're sowing into absolute fertile soil. You're sowing into absolute fertile soil. You can tag that word tonight. Anything God has dropped in your spirit. He said, don't tell him tonight what to tag it. He said, it's personal. Tag it whatever you want to tag it on tonight. He said, because I'm trying to get y'all ready to possess your possession in the next 5 days. He said, I'm trying to show you that I got divine helpers. Y'all gonna run into, and can I prophesy? You've already met them. You've already met your help. You already met your help. Woo, Jesus. You have already met your help. You have already met your help. You've already met your help. And this is, and I promise, okay, I'm gonna say one more thing, and I promise I'm gonna get off here tonight, y'all. You have already met your help, but watch this, Tamika. And I meant to share this, I think it was Monday or Sunday, about this vision that I had. I shared it with one, I think I shared it with my girls, and I shared it with one other person. That I was trying to find, for whatever reason, I was trying to find Burger King, y'all. I don't know. I was trying to find Burger King in this dream that I was having. And I left what seemed to be my house. But when I started walking, it was brick buildings everywhere. They were everywhere. And I was just looking at them. They were tall. And I kept saying, doggone Burger King down here. And I kept looking. I could not find the Burger King. Right? I couldn't find the Burger King that I was looking for. And so I kept looking. I was asking people. People were like, I don't know what they said. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, I know Burger King is over here, but I cannot find it. And then some people tell me to go this way, go that way. And I was like, that's not even the right way. And so I just kept walking. Y'all listen to this, right when I was about to give up, an older lady, I can see her as clear as day. She was dark skinned. She reminded me a lot of my grandmother, Mother Pauline. She reminded me a lot of her. She was dark skinned, had like salt and pepper hair, but just had a real serious look. And she looked at me. She said, if you go right down there, and she pointed, she said, she was like, make so many steps. She said, then open that door, then go through that door right there. And then you're going to go to the left. And when you look, that's what you're looking for. And I turned, I looked at her and I said, that's prophetic. And she just said, mm-hmm. And I said, no, I know that's from God. And y'all, so I started doing everything the lady was. I was doing everything that she was telling me to do. And when I got in there and I opened the door, it wasn't Burger King, y'all. It was a big old church with chairs being set up everywhere. And I was like, oh, and I woke up. So God bless y'all. God bless y'all. But listen, that whole dream now makes sense. Because remember, I was saying how everybody was trying to tell me where to go. And I kept saying, that don't sound right. No, because I know what I'm looking for should be in this area. But it wasn't until I ran into this woman that I had never seen before. Full of wisdom, y'all. Full of wisdom. Looked at me. Told me make these many steps, go that way, make a right, make a left, and then go in that door. And y'all, what blessed me, so when I woke up, I was sitting there like, now I was looking for Burger King. Because y'all, if you know Dr. 3 loves Burger King, y'all. I love Burger King. Listen, so I was going, I said, now I'm looking for Burger King, and this lady sent me to my destiny, y'all. You look at, watch it, listen to this Prophetess Truth there. You looking for one thing, and God is trying to direct you to your destiny. Y'all, I'm done. You looking for one thing, and he's trying to direct you to your destiny. You looking at it through the wrong lens. That's why this week y'all got to be fasting. You got to be praying. He's trying to download instructions and directions. He said, you looking at it in a familiar place, because I kept saying, Tracy, I know Burger King is supposed to be over here. I'm looking at it for something that's familiar to me. And the lady comes up and she telling me, go make this many steps. Go to, and what, just like Joshua, I had to pay attention to all the instructions. And it walked me right into my destiny. Y'all, I love y'all. I hope you have put your seed in the ground, label it, name it, claim it, whatever you want. You sowing into absolute fertile soil. We're doing mission work. Y'all already know Africa, Pakistan, we getting it in. Listen, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I'm not sure if I'll be on here tomorrow or not. I'm just popping up as God give it to me. So keep your eyes on my page. I hope you have tagged. I hope you have shared. Let's take the gospel to the nations. Listen, I love y'all. I decree and I declare that your sleep shall be sweet. Y'all, it's Hoodie Sunday. Get your hoodies. We're going to have on our Hoodie Sunday. I decided that earlier today. Hoodie Sunday. Hoodies on Sunday, because we about to get, it's about to be on and popping. Listen, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I decree and declare that your sleep shall be sweet in Jesus' name. I love y'all. God bless you.